Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Taryn, and today I'm coming at you with my pregnancy update for my 8 weeks. So this is my second one. I'm doing one like every month, I think is what I'm going to do. And so I did a 0 to 4 weeks. This will be a 4 to 8 weeks. So actually today is February 15th. Yes, yesterday was Valentine's Day. So it's February 15th, and I am 8 weeks and 4 days. 8 weeks and 4 days today. So I hit my 8-week mark a couple days ago. I'm just now getting this video made, though. So I'm going to try to basically just tell you the symptoms I've been having from 4 weeks to 8 weeks. Because I already told you guys how I felt from like 0 to 4. So from 4 to 8 weeks, let's see. I have been, so I guess my number one symptom these last 4 weeks has been nausea. So I've been so nauseous, and it's been like almost an every day, all day kind of thing. I haven't thrown up, but I've heard other people say this before, and I kind of feel this way. It may be worse to not throw up, because the people who do throw up at least get some relief after, like they're able to throw up and then they're like relieved and they feel better afterward, you know, until they start feeling nauseous again. But for me, it's like there's no relief. I just like am sick all day long, and I just have almost like, basically it's like hard to eat because nothing sounds good. I don't feel like eating, but I need to eat because the longer I go without eating, the more nauseous I get. So it's just kind of like a cycle. And so I've been doing a lot of like soups and eating quite a few, like sometimes I do like soda crackers, and that's like what I'll eat. Or I'll eat soda crackers before, because if I'm getting really nauseous, that's something that's pretty bland that kind of settles my stomach. So I eat soda crackers, and then that helps settle me. And then usually after that I can try to eat something else, like some soup or something else more filling. But some days I just feel like I want to just lay in bed all day and not eat anything. I just, and it's kind of hit and miss. Not every day is that bad. Not every day is horrible, but some days are horrible. So it kind of, I guess I wake up and hope it's going to be a good day every day. And, you know, some days I get the good ones and some days I don't. Today's been a pretty good day. I was a little nauseous earlier, and then after I ate lunch, I got a little bit nauseous as well. But, at this point in the day, I'm feeling pretty good, but I also have had quite a bit to eat today, so my stomach's settled, and I am kind of just like good for the day. Hopefully, I'm good for the rest of the day. So, what other symptoms have I had? I have been very exhausted, like tired, just like, you know, like the pregnancy exhaustion, just exhausted all day, every day. I feel like at any point in the day, if I have the chance to lay down and go to sleep, I could just go to sleep. Like, I don't care if I woke up an hour ago. I could probably just lay down and go back to sleep. Like, I'm that tired. And I haven't been taking naps, but I have been doing a lot more like relaxing and trying to, like, if I'll like get up and do some stuff, get some work done, do something, and then I'll have to take a break, and I'll sit down and relax on the couch or in the chair, maybe lay on the bed. You see? I'm so tired. And then I'll take a little break for a while and, you know, try to regain some energy. Most of the time when I try to like take some time for myself, it's when Ayla, my 16-month-old, is napping. So that's the best time for me to try to like relax. But it's also hard because when I'm trying to get housework done, it is very difficult to do that when she's awake. So it's kind of a weird combination. Like when she takes a nap, I should be trying to bust out the cleaning and try to get that done. But sometimes I just am like, no, this is my only time free to just chill and not have to chase her around and make sure she's not getting into things. So, you know, I've been trying to get things done when I can, rest when I can, whatnot. My next symptoms, I've been having some headaches on and off, but not too bad. So I think I've probably had headaches 2 or 3 days, maybe 4 out of the last 4 weeks. So that's not bad. And I've gotten headaches like before pregnancy, so it's not too abnormal for me to have headaches. Another thing I've kind of noticed is I'm very cold most of the time. I'm not a cold person usually. So before pregnancy, I was hot all the time. Like shedding clothes, like putting fans on when everybody else is comfortable because I'm just naturally a hot person. But during pregnancy, I've been so cold where I'll be like wearing jackets like inside all day and like socks. I don't wear socks to bed, and I think I've slept in socks a couple times, you know, since I've been pregnant, which is very abnormal for me, but my feet are just cold. I'll wear those fluffy socks when I'm just around the house just to keep my feet warm. I don't know. I just have been a lot more I've just been a lot more like chilly than I usually am. Another symptom is, which I don't know if this is pregnancy or if this is just me, but it's like hot and cold flashes where I'll like get hot for a little bit and then I'll get cold really quick and then it'll be hot again and then cold. And this happens a lot when I'm in the car. So I like crank up the air conditioner, you know, then it'll be on for a little bit and I'll get cold, and so I'll have to turn it back down and then I'll crank it back up and down. And my husband gets annoyed with me because he's always like, I'm getting cold and hot over here too. And I'm like, I'm sorry. My body's just being crazy. Cravings. I've been having quite a few cravings, but not anything like super crazy. It's usually like Oreos or chicken wings. Chicken wings and Oreos have both been a craving pretty consistently. Dove chocolate, those little hearts. It's just been Valentine's Day, so my mom gave me a couple of Dove chocolate hearts as part of my Valentine's Day gift. And I'm pretty sure in like 2 days I ate probably like 7 or 8 of them. They're so good. They like melt in your mouth. Dr. Pepper. So I've always been a big Dr. Pepper drinker, but I don't drink like tons of it. It's like Dr. Pepper's my favorite if I'm gonna drink it, but I don't have soda every day. I usually don't even have it every week always. Like it's just kind of occasional. But some days I'm just like, ooh, a Dr. Pepper sounds so good right now. Like I really want one. Or I'm trying to think other cravings. Oh, I had a craving for a slush. And I was like craving one for like a few days, and I kept like making comments about needing to go get one. And we just never did. And finally I went to Sonic one day and I just ordered I don't remember if it was cherry or strawberry. And it like curbed my craving, but I did find out Ayla loves slushes. So she had never had like a Sonic slush before. And so when I got that slush that day, I let her try it and she wouldn't give it back. She wanted to keep it. But so we shared that. Cherry flavoring, things that are like cherry flavored. I've been craving that, and I'm not usually like, I don't dislike cherry flavoring, but it's not usually my favorite. I usually like strawberry or blue raspberry, but I've been really craving cherry. Another thing I guess that I've been doing, Jolly Ranchers. I've been sucking on those because they've been helping some with my nausea, and they've also just been sounding really good. Like Jolly Ranchers are hard, like candies, lemon heads, things like that have been a lifesaver during the days just to keep in my pocket and eat throughout the day. And they've been tasting so good. What other symptoms? I'm still pretty bloated, where I've been feeling like extra full. Or if I'll like eat or drink a lot, then I'll be like, you know, because there's extra bloating in there plus what I ate, and so I'm just like miserable. But I think it's less than it was between 0 to 4 weeks. 0 to 4 weeks, that was my number one symptom, was bloating, and I was like so bloated. Now I think I'm still bloated, but it's not near as bad. It's gone down some, where I mostly only basically feel annoyed by it when I've eaten, just eaten a meal or, you know, here and there. Other symptoms. I have been taking some motion sickness medicine. I get car sick. Before I was pregnant, I got car sick, but now that I have like some nausea and stuff going on, car sickness is even worse, and the nausea is worse. And so I've been taking motion sickness medicine to help with my nausea, help with my car sickness, and, you know, just try to help settle me when I'm not feeling great. Other than that, I feel like I've had a pretty good 4 weeks where I haven't been feeling totally terrible. This might be, I guess they call it a trigger warning. So if you have suffered from like a miscarriage or anything like that, maybe you don't want to watch this part. It's not going to be anything crazy, but I'm going to just discuss something that's been going on just because I want it to be documented, not because I think it's that serious. So in the last couple weeks, probably the last month to 2 months, it's probably about just the last month. I don't think between 0 to 4 I had any trouble with this. But in this last month, I've had some spotting. It's been very, very light. So basically, it's only been just a tiny bit and only here and there. Usually like every couple days, I'll have just a little bit. And I never had any bleeding with my last pregnancy at all. And so I was kind of freaked out the first time. The first time I saw some blood, I was like, oh God, what, like, is something bad happening? Do I need to be freaking out? Should I go to the doctor? But when I like realized it was just that tiny bit and there was no more, I kind of was like, okay, I think I'm okay, you know, whatever. And so then when this happened again and again and again, I was kind of like, I don't know why I'm spotting. I wonder if I know some people get hemorrhages and some other reasons to be spotting, but it was not ever enough blood to be like concerned. So when I went to the doctor for my doctor's appointment a couple days ago, 3 days ago or 4 days ago, I told them about it, and they looked at my ultrasound, and they looked during the ultrasound, and there was no hemorrhaging. There was nothing abnormal. Everything looked great. Baby was doing great. Heart rate was great. Everything was normal. So they told me that it's probably just normal uterine bleeding that happens, and to not be concerned unless it gets a lot stronger and I'm getting bad cramps and things like that with it. So since that hasn't been the case, I'm just going to kind of not worry about it and hope that that's all it is just some extra spotting. That's not a big deal. And move on with my life. We're going to pray that's all it is, because I don't want to deal with anything else. Clearly nobody does. Okay, and so then after that, I guess that's been my biggest concern, is like my biggest scare, I guess, is pregnancy. I did have one time where I it was like, I'm still pretty early, so it's not like I'm protruding too much. My bump is not really there. It's mostly just bloat. And I like leaned over the couch because Ayla was standing on a box and I was trying to get her off quickly because I didn't want her to fall and I didn't want her to break the box and, you know, whatever. And I kind of was just reacting as I normally would, didn't think about being pregnant. And so I like leaned over on my stomach on the couch and grabbed her off. And then after I did it, I was like, oh no, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Like put all my weight on my stomach like that. And that's the first time I had just a little bleeding. And then I got freaked out that I maybe hurt myself or hurt the baby. But it doesn't look like it. It looks like it was just something normal that was already happening that I just hadn't known yet. So I'm thankful for that. Thankful for not being hurt. I've definitely been trying to refocus myself on slowing down and realizing and like, I guess, keeping it in my head that, hey, you're pregnant, you can't do everything like you used to do, or hey, you're pregnant, you need to just take it easy. You can't go 100 miles a minute. You can't do things that are, you know, crazy or dangerous or could harm you or the baby, because there's not just you to worry about. So I've been trying to, you know, get in that mindset, which is a little bit hard with a toddler, because I feel like I'm just constantly going. I don't have a lot of time to just like think about myself and worry about myself. I'm mostly just worrying about keeping the other life alive. So I've been trying to focus on that a little bit more here as well. But other than that, it's been a pretty good month. It's been a pretty good couple weeks. The nausea's been the worst, and I'm hoping we're getting close to the end of the nausea. I also am hoping that maybe I'm nauseous because it's a boy. I had no nausea with Ayla. I was like feeling great the entire pregnancy. So I'm hoping that the nausea this time means that it's a boy, because I feel different. But I know every pregnancy is different, so there's no way to really know. We'll find out at some point, you know. So we've been talking about doing a sneak peek test, the blood test that you can do at home, and sending it in to find out about gender. But we're not 100% sure if we're going to do that or just wait for the ultrasound. So we will see. If Sneak Peek wanted to sponsor us, we'd be happy to make a video on us doing our Sneak Peek test. But unless we decide to do that, we'll probably not get another ultrasound until, well, so that's another discussion. I think I told you guys at my appointment the other day when I got home from my appointment with the doctor that I didn't really love my doctor that I found there and that I was thinking about switching. So I'm doing something a little crazy. I think that I'm going to see my doctor that I had for my last pregnancy for this pregnancy as well. The only thing that is kind of crazy about that is that he practices in Kansas and we live in Colorado. So the plan right now is for me to drive for my monthly appointments. Every month I'll come and have my appointment, and we're going to try to schedule them mostly when Alex can come with me. But if not, then it won't be that big of a deal. We'll all just come and see the doctor and whatever. And then once we start getting to every 2 weeks or every week, then I'll probably start staying in Kansas, staying with his parents, staying with my parents, just, you know, hanging around the state because I'm going to have weekly appointments. It's going to be closer to being due and it'll be more apparent that I'm close to the doctor. And then we'll have to discuss whether I'm going to try to VBAC, which if you don't know what a VBAC is, it's a vaginal birth after a cesarean. So I had a C-section with Ayla, and my plan has kind of always been to VBAC the next time, to attempt to do a VBAC. If it doesn't work or I have an issue again, I mean, you can't help it. Clearly, they'll have to do a C-section. But if it works out and I can do it, then I would like to do it. The only problem, though, is if I'm going to deliver in Kansas, Alex will still be working in Colorado. So he definitely does not want to miss this birth. He had to miss Ayla's birth because he was deployed. He also missed both his older daughter's births because of the military as well. So he has not made it to one of his 3 children's births yet. So he's like 100%, I'm not missing this one. So we're going to have to decide whether it's possible to still do a VBAC and him be able to make it to the appointment or to the hospital to be with me, or if it's going to be just better to schedule a C-section so we absolutely know when it's going to happen and we don't have to play the guessing game with when am I going to go into labor, when is this going to happen, are we going to be induced, are we going to just wait it out, you know, that kind of thing. So I'll discuss it more with my doctor, let him know the plans, let him know what's going on and what I am hoping for, and see what he suggests. I loved my doctor so much the last time with her, and that was part of my feeling with, I just really wanted to use him again. I had such a bad experience at this first appointment with this other doctor, and it just made me feel like I don't feel like there's many doctors as genuine and as well, like with as good of bedside manner and as knowledgeable and whatever as my doctor last time was. Maybe they are as knowledgeable, but they present themselves differently, and that matters a lot to me. It matters to me a lot that if I ask a question, I don't feel like I'm being, like, I don't want to feel like I'm annoying somebody if I'm asking a question about my health or asking a question about the safety of what I'm doing while pregnant or what I'm going to be doing during labor. And he never made me feel that way with Ayla. I asked tons and tons of questions, and he always was very truthful, always had good answers, never made me feel rushed, never made me feel like I was annoying him or he was rushing to get to the next appointment. I always felt like he worried about me and my well-being personally as a person more than just a patient, I guess, if that makes sense. And I felt like that was important enough to me to drive 7 hours, 8 hours about to be able to see him. So I'm going to plan to do that, and that's pretty exciting for me because I love him so much, and I've been seeing him for all of my fertility issues and stuff up until we moved. And since I was still kind of in and out of Kansas, I was still seeing him just until a couple months ago. So I'm very established with his facility, and it's just going to be better overall for our whole family, I think, for me to continue to be seen in Kansas. It also gives my family an excuse to be able to see me and also come to my appointments possibly and be close when the baby's born. I'll be close to his family and my family. We both get like 12 weeks off. So there's a chance we could stay, you know, in Kansas for a couple weeks where we have a lot of love and support when we start to adjust. And then once we are getting closer to being able to go back home and start adjusting back home, then we'll have that choice to just go home and go back to Colorado. So, that's kind of the plan right now. Clearly it could change, but that's what I'm hoping for. And I clearly will keep you guys updated. I'm so happy that you guys have joined this journey or are following along with my journey. We love you. And if you aren't already, subscribe down below to join our family. Because we're going to continue to let you guys see every part about this pregnancy and delivery. And we love to have you guys come along with us. We love if you give this video a thumbs up. It will help our channel grow and help YouTube know that we're making good quality content. And if you hit that notification bell, that will alert you every time I drop a new video, which will allow you to know so you can watch it right away. And we would love for you to do that. So join our notification club, comment down below, like this video, and subscribe to join our family. I'm going to show you my baby bump. That's not really there, but I'm going to show it to you. And then I will catch you guys in the next video. So here we go. I'm going to stand up. So this shirt's pretty flowy. There's not really a bump. I think I was bigger in the last one because I was so bloated. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Love you.